If you're a foreigner thinking about buying property in Kenya, the legal side matters just as much as the apartment itself. When most people start apartment hunting, they focus on things like the view, the finishes, the location. Of course, all of that's important. But before you fall in love with a property, you need to make sure everything is legally sound. Like a beautiful apartment isn't a good investment if there are legal problems attached to it. Before we jump into the legal side of buying property in Kenya, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you. First of all, for sticking with me during this Nairobi Apartment Hunting Series. I know it's been a little while since I've made an appearance. Some of you probably been wondering, where's part 3? Truth is, life happened. I recently had surgery, full-blown surgery, and I've been on medical leave. It will be a total of 8 weeks. I've been focusing on rest, recovery, and taking care of my health. Thankfully, everything is going well, and I'm excited to finally get back to creating content and sharing this journey with you. Honestly, I think it's a good reminder that life doesn't always go according to plan. So, whether you're creating content, traveling, starting a business, or even purchasing property overseas, unexpected interruptions can happen. Sometimes the best thing you can do is pause, regroup, and keep moving forward when you're able. Thank you for your patience and for continuing to support Joyful Journeys Africa. And while you're here, if you've been enjoying this series, please take a quick second to like the video, leave a little comment, and share with someone who's interested in traveling to Kenya, investing in Kenya, or relocating to Kenya. Those simple actions really help my channel grow and help YouTube show this content to more people who are interested in Africa travel and investment opportunities. So I'm going to take a little pause and I'm going to let you go ahead and click that like. Yeah, right down there. So the first thing we're going to talk about is leasehold versus freehold. Foreigners generally cannot own freehold land in Kenya. Most purchases are leasehold properties with leases that can extend up to 99 years. In simple terms, freehold ownership means you own the property and the land indefinitely. That's what most Americans are familiar with when buying a house in the United States. In Kenya, the foreigners typically buy the leasehold property instead. Think of it like having a very long-term ownership agreement. A 99-year lease means you have the legal right to use, sell, rent, or pass down the property during the lease period. So for most investors, 99 years is more than enough time to enjoy the property and potentially pass it on to future generations. I don't know, your nieces, if you have children, whoever. What this means for a U.S. buyer, don't panic when you hear the word leasehold. It doesn't mean you are renting an apartment. It simply means the ownership structure is different from what many Americans are used to. Verify all documentation. It's very important to verify documentation like title deeds, approvals, the property history before completing the purchase. Think of this as doing a background check on a property. You want to make sure the seller actually owns the property has proper approvals, there aren't any unpaid debts or legal disputes attached to it, the apartment was built according to local regulations. In the United States, a title company often helps verify ownership, and identify problems before closing. In Kenya, your attorney plays a major role in making sure those checks are completed, because we don't have time to be spending all this money and then it doesn't check out. What this means for a U.S. buyer: never assume paperwork is correct simply because someone hands it to you. Always verify independently. I mean, come on. This is 2026, and it is too many scammers out there, just in the world in general. My suggestion to you would be hire your own lawyer. A qualified Kenyan real estate lawyer should represent your interests independently from agents and developers. The agent works for the sale, the developer works for the project, and your lawyer works for you. Think of your attorney as your personal advocate whose job is to protect your money and interests throughout the entirety of the transaction. What this means for a U.S. buyer: if you've purchased a home in America, this is similar to having your own real estate agent review everything before closing. A lawyer typically helps with due diligence, reviewing agreements, verifying ownership, and ensuring funds are transferred correctly. So let's break this down into everyday language. Your attorney helps review contracts before you sign, explain legal terms you may not understand, verify ownership records, and help ensure your money goes where it's supposed to go. Think of them as a second set of professional eyes looking for problems before they become expensive mistakes. What this means for a U.S. buyer: spending money on a lawyer up front can save you thousands of dollars later. Buying from abroad can increase risk, which is why proper legal representation is critical. When you're purchasing property from another country, you can't just easily hop in your little vehicle and drive by the property, visit government offices, or meet everyone involved in person. You're often relying on photos, videos, virtual rooms, emails, and phone calls. That's why having someone on the ground who legally represents you is so important. Think of it this way: if you're sitting in Atlanta, like me, and buying an apartment in Nairobi, you need someone in Nairobi who is looking out for your interests when you can't be there yourself. Common mistake is relying solely on agents and developers without independent legal counsel. Many people assume that if, the agent seems trustworthy and friendly and all that good stuff, they don't need a lawyer, but even good agents aren't attorneys. Their job is to help facilitate the sale. Your attorney's job is to identify risk and protect you legally. So this isn't about distrust, it's about having the right professionals performing the right roles. What this means for a U.S. buyer: just because someone helped you find the property doesn't mean they should be the only person reviewing the transaction. Comment below if you've ever considered buying property outside of your home country. Are you interested in Kenya or another African country or somewhere else in the world? Drop your questions below about the legal process, and I'll share what I've learned as an American navigating the process of purchasing property in Nairobi. And if you're enjoying this Nairobi Apartment Hunting Series, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow along for part 4, where I'll break down the actual costs and hidden fees I discovered during my apartment search. Bye.